So about, let's say, 3 months ago, I started looking at the possibility of getting some part-time work while I'm in Spain, let's say. So I was like, it's going to be hard to find part-time work while I'm, it's going to be hard to find part-time engineering work in general. So I started looking, and this is where the switching career paths and freelancing. This is the topic at discussion now. I started looking at like what can I do with my YouTube background, because at this point I already had 3+ million views on YouTube. I made a bunch of viral videos. I know how to for edit videos. I know how to edit audio. I know how to market videos. I know how to do search engine optimization. I know how to host. And I know I'm pretty solid in front of a camera, I'd like to think at this point. I'm like, can I get a job in this kind of field? Like, is that like maybe it's a solid temporary work idea, 20 hours a week, something just to continue making some money on the side while I'm in school. And funny enough, I made a profile on AngelList, and I might use some images here to show you guys. And I got more interviews and more callbacks from these random companies on AngelList than I did with an engineering degree and 3 years of experience. I had zero marketing experience. I had zero formal education in this field, and yet I was getting interviews left and right. And the money they were paying was like pretty good. Like, it was slightly less than my engineering salary, which is kind of insane. And eventually I just settled on one of these jobs. I make content for one of these companies, and my salary is maybe like, let's say 10%, 15% less than my engineering job, but I work fully remote. I can work exactly when I want to work. I can clock in the amount of hours I want. I can take vacation, whatever I want. Like, the benefits that I got from this outweigh all the money lost from engineering. There's no stress in this job. There's no like, there is difficulty, but it's not like overwhelmingly, or I have to go like to 10 different people. There's no massive bureaucracy where there is with big automotive companies. It's like 10, 15 people in this company. I know who to ask. I know what I need to do. It's perfect. Honestly, I'm beyond lucky, beyond grateful that I got this job, but I'm also not like worried that I can't land another one of these jobs, which is why I think I can safely say that I've switched career paths, just based on the opportunities that I got. Now that once I have this job and once I actually have formal experience in this field, it's going to be even easier to find the next one. And now the ability to work remote and, let's say, make a US salary while living in Europe is better than having an engineering job in Europe, because it's going to pay you a lot more than an engineering job in Europe. It's going to give you way more freedom and way more flexibility. And I don't know, the benefits of this outweigh everything engineering had to offer. So that extra, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, even if it's 40K, money doesn't make me happy. And I've realized that at a very young age. Maybe very fortunately I've realized that. Some people waste a lot of time chasing that money and realizing that really wasn't the root of their happiness, or that wasn't going to solve any of their problems. What makes me happy is being with my family and friends, having more vacation time, working less. That doesn't mean I don't like to work hard. It doesn't mean I'm lazy. It just means like I know what fulfills me. I know what I'm actually chasing is not this bottomless pit, which is kind of money. I enjoy chasing my activities. I enjoy hobbies. I'm learning another language. I like doing these things that are going to self-improve me, as opposed to buy me new things. Those things I've tried. They don't make me happy. If they do for you, great. But for me, it never worked. And that kind of leads me into my next section, which I want to help people that also want to have a similar route. Maybe I can give you some first general advice in how to do this, and then I can tell you how I did my own specific route. So general advice, if you want to do something else, or if you want to try something else, you're going to have to do it on the side. Most people don't have enough to live and just explore whatever the hell they want to do until they decide that one magical thing is. It's going to be a lot of work. Like, YouTube and work was a lot of YouTube, and having an engineering job was a lot of work. I was working like on my own job, let's say 50 hours a week, if you include the commute. And then I was working on like my own side hustle for like 10, 15, 20, 30 hours a week until I got to a point where I was good at it and I could minimize my work. But you're going to need to find that secondary thing that you do and just chip away at it. Just add a little bit of time to it. Take extra courses if you need a different kind of education, great. But just chip away at it and be patient. It's going to happen. It just needs a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of self-belief. You got to believe that this is the right move for you. And even if it's not, that you're getting something out of it, some sort of other fulfillment. And now for like specifics of, let's say, your career path switch to marketing, to video, to content. There are so many different ways to do it. You just have to have the desire and the real genuine passion to do it. So, okay, so some different ways. Just start making your own videos. See how that goes. Don't worry necessarily about the views. Worry about making quality content, something that you are proud of, something that you took from nothing and turned into a video. That to me has always been the most amazing part. Taking something that literally was just a thing in your brain to a video that 1,000 people saw, or whatever, a certain amount of people saw and they could relate to it, and they're like, wow, that was really well made. So you basically created that. You brought that into the world. And I always thought that was the most interesting part of content. If you are a fan of something, you can make like a Twitter page. I know for H3H3, there was some person that made a Twitter page who just uploaded like memes and funny posts from the podcasts and like random clever edits. And eventually that Twitter page got big enough where H3H3 Ethan reached out to this person, and they became their like full-time social media person, editor, whatever you want to call it. So some people might look from the outside and, oh, why are you wasting all this time doing this? It's not really a waste of time if you enjoy it. That's not, you know what I mean? It's not, if you enjoy doing something, it's not a waste of time. And just because other people tell you it's a waste of time doesn't mean anything. People are full of shit. They will always pretend like they know what's best for you, and in reality, only you know what's best for you. You can take certain advice, obviously, but at the end of the day, you can't let someone else tell you what is good and bad and what you enjoy, right? You can make that decision on your own when you try it. So that's one way. You can start a service on like Fiverr or one of these websites where you offer really cheap video editing or thumbnail making. I know a bunch of people make hundreds, thousands of dollars on like just making thumbnails and emotes for Twitch people. So if you have some sort of artistic ability, that's a beautiful place to go and show that off. And eventually, as you get better and better, you can make more and more, and then other opportunities will present themselves. And if you want, you can take those accolades and then go to a company and say, hey, I look at all this stuff I know how to do. I have proven success. I've actually even been paid for this stuff. I have paid work that I've put out into the world. And then that can be your resume. The real big key for me to actually switching career paths was not actually developing these secondary, let's say, skills, these accolades in the field where I don't have formal education. The big breakthrough, let's say, was just my ability to figure out, oh, wait a minute, I have all the skills that you're asking for. I just need to market myself better and explain why I can do the same thing I did for me for you. So my big breakthrough was not actually obtaining these skills. Yeah, it was really hard to make viral videos. It was really hard to have the success that, let's say, I had. And my success is like, let's say, I don't know, it's not that significant in the grand scheme of things. There's plenty of people that go on to make much more successful channels and whatever, bigger videos. But to me, what I've already done on YouTube has surpassed my wildest dreams. To have several viral videos and just videos that I'm super proud of out there. To me, I've already succeeded. Anything beyond this point is overtime. It's bonus money, whatever you want to call it. I'm delighted with that. But as soon as I figured out how to market myself, I was able to go to companies, and my, let's say, proposals, my cover letters, it was never anything fancy. It was always straight to the point. I looked at what they needed, and I just simply said, I have what you need, and I have the success to prove it. Let's chat, or whatever. It was something along those lines. I didn't waste any time. I don't have time to write 1,000 crazy cover letters like I did for engineering, which was pure nonsense. I have like hundreds of various cover letters. Oh, I think I'm a great employee because I, was really good in my high school chess team. Like, whatever. Who cares? No one cares. No one cares, bro. It's much easier just to be flat. I'll be like, hey, you need this. I have this on my resume, and I have actual proof. Here's my content. Go check that video out. I can make those kinds of videos for you. Bang, done. That's it. That's all they really care about. They also don't want to lose a lot of time. And that's how I landed my first job in the digital marketing space. And the possibilities here are really endless. You just have to find a way to figure out what your skills are, how you can market those. I mean, there's so many things that you might not even think about, but are actually valuable skills to companies. Like if you run your own social media, and let's say you have a decent following, let's say you even have a meme page with like 10,000 followers or something stupid. Let's say you're like the mod in a I don't know, Discord. Believe it or not, there's companies that are looking for moderators, social media managers. They're looking for these kinds of people to help them with their business. And once you get in, you can do anything from that point on. Then you'll start getting experience, and you'll start getting even more of an education in that field. So if you really want to do it, you can do it. You just have to definitively say, I'm doing this, and then put the time in and just have self belief that eventually it will pan out the way you want it to.